Hi guys, so today we're in Donaghmore Cemetery and there's a good few graves in here and the ruins of a church, and we have some beautiful views as well. So this is the ruins of the church, and the ivy has taken it over. Some little iron crosses there. So this is quite an old grave. And here we see 1795, and this is John Turner, and there's another date here, so John Turner died in 1810, he was 63. Patrick Turner, 1795, aged only 19, and then Turner again, 1795, aged, looks like 25. So you can see it is a big cemetery, and we're here to pay respect to a family who lost their lives in 1922. But before we go to their grave, we're going to read a few more. There's 1776 there, and it's Thomas, and he died February 3rd, it looks like, 1776. Looks like Lawrence Kavanagh, aged 23 years, 1776. So I'm going to show you the views, and then we'll talk about excuse me, the family. It's a beautiful warm day, and wait to see the views. So this is Ballygarrett. Look at that. See a little sailing boat out there as well, way off in the distance. So in 1922, May 1922, James O'Neill died, and I think he was only 52 years of age, leaving behind his wife and children. And tragedy struck December 1922, just a few months after James passed away. And what happened was devastating to the community. Lovely little cross down here in the corner. And it looks like Johnny Martin, the singer man. No date or anything, and just a simple cross, his name and the singer man underneath it. I just see this interesting one there's no writing there. I see another one down the back. We'll have a look at that. Oh, here lie it sailors who died in the service of the sea. Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm hath bound the restless wave, who biddeth the mighty ocean deep its own appointed limits keep. And with the little anchor on the headstone, and fresh flowers there as well. Thomas Doyle died in 1952. Sorry, erected by Thomas Doyle in memory of my dear parents, William Doyle. 1957, Margaret. 1973, also my grandparents, Peter Doyle and Margaret Doyle. And that's a really nice grave there. And you can hear the waves crashing against the shore. This is baby Danny Whelan. Died August 1954 and he was just 3 months. So around 12 midnight, Christmas Eve, a man in the village seen flames, smoke, and he came home to take his bicycle to go down to find out what was wrong. And he met another man, and both of them went towards the fire, and they noticed then that attached cottage at that stage was engulfed in fire, flames, and they couldn't get near it. They called out for survivors and nobody answered. They quenched the fire with buckets of water, and I suppose it was some hours later before they made the awful discovery. And what they found was Alice O'Neill, the wife of the late James, who had died just earlier that year, and 7 of their children. And you know, it was an awful thing to find and to happen upon, and it was a great tragedy for the locals. And this is their headstone, and it says, in memory of James O'Neill Ballygarrett Little, who died 17th of May 1922, aged 52 years. His wife Alice O'Neill, née Sheridan, aged 41, and their children. Mogue, aged 10, Alice, aged 8, Patrick, aged 7, James, aged 6, George, aged 5, Henry, aged 4, and Thomas, aged 1, who all died tragically the 24th of December 1922. Also their son Arthur and their grandchildren Alice, PJ and Albert, who died in infancy. Now there's one name that's not there, and that's little Molly. And little Molly was over in her aunt's just across the road, and she was staying the night there, and so she escaped. But what makes it worse was, after Alice's husband died, she had no choice but to let go some of the the farm help that they had employed, and I suppose that stirred anger in that particular group of people. And the coroner's report was that an outhouse or hay was purposely set alight. The night was quite windy, and of course, as fire does, it, the wind kind of makes it burn more rapidly, and I suppose it caught onto the little house, the little thatched house. And thatch, as you know, it's obviously like a hay roof, and it went up in flames. They never found who done it, and they do know that that hay bale, or the place where the hay was kept, was set alight purposely out of vengeance, I suppose, against the O'Neill family for being let go. And that, of course, caught fire onto the little thatch house and caused that awful tragedy. And it's extremely sad. And Molly grew up, she married, she fixed up the house where the tragedy occurred and lived there. That looks like 1704. Maybe 94, 17. What do you think? I think 94 actually, now that I look at it. But yeah, she rebuilt the house and moved in. And Molly herself reared her own family. And on her death, I think it was 1996, her son Francis decided to erect a headstone in memory of the O'Neill family, who were wiped out overnight and left poor little Molly, a little orphan. So, it's always sad to read children's names on any headstone, and even young people, but to read a grave that lists a whole family wiped out within a year, starting with the husband's death. I think he died from a fever, and then only a few months later Alice and her surviving children, bar one, were basically burnt to death because whoever lit that fire, maybe not intentionally meant to burn the house, but that's what happened. And it's extremely sad. So rest in peace to the O'Neill family and to Molly. But as I said, it is a gorgeous day. Those views there, to be buried in a graveyard with views like that, and the sounds of the waves crashing, it's so peaceful, so beautiful. And I suppose we're all blessed to wake up every day. But I just want to have a look at this one here anyway. And I can see a date here, and to me it looks like 1740 or 49. I think it's 1740. January the 8th, 1740. Margaret Oaks. Here lieth the body of Margaret Oakes, deceased January, I think it's the 8th, 1740. Wow. But it's another one of these cemeteries that you'd easily spend hours at. But before I go, we'll have a look at the church and the remains of the church, should I say. And the ivy has completely taken over the whole thing, but it kind of adds to it, really, doesn't it? And that would have been the window there. And it goes all the way around here. And it's nice and cool here, out of the sun. It's quite overgrown in there now, there's no headstones in there. And it just brings us back to here. That looks like, hard to see, but it does look like 1781 maybe, 1781. Alice, and she was only 33. Oh, look at that. The one on the ground here, 1793, age 49, John Smith. And you can see 1793 there, and 49. So guys, rest in peace to all here, but especially to the O'Neill family. And they're all together in heaven, reunited with James, who died first. Rest in peace, James, Alice, Moog, Alice, Patrick, James, George, Henry, Thomas, their son Arthur, their grandchildren Alice, PJ and Albert, and as I said, they died in infancy. So that's all, guys. Take care and God bless.